So this video is just started. Ottomans versus the Chinese. I'm the Ottomans. So it's a walkthrough of a strategy that I like to employ, being the Ottomans. And it's not a specific strategy to taking on the Chinese, but nevertheless it is a good one. I'm going to switch it to income per minute, so we get a better sense of how we're doing. Start's pretty obvious. Priority: get the gold mine up, get a house up, so that you don't have to worry about population too much. Put a mill and a lumber camp ready to go, and obviously scout, such that you're scouting and getting a few sheep at the same time. Okay, that's pretty obvious. So we're going to speed up just a second. The other point on this map, this map is particularly nice because it allows you to fish, such that you don't have to spend all your time making farms. So we're already getting into the next stage. We're already upgrading. Oh, and with the Ottomans, I always like to do the trade network. So I don't know if you can. Anyway, it's the trade network one that I always choose. I can't remember the exact reasoning, to be completely honest, but oh, the other one's for food, isn't it? And I always prioritise trying to get more gold. They've got Barbican of the Sun coming up, and so I'm now aware of well, a little bit more of their positioning. I've been a bit slow with getting people on stone in this one. It's 4 minutes. Oh, that's not too bad. Speed up again a little bit. So we've reached feudal age about the same time. Getting more people on wood, starting to build docks. As you can see, I'll have another dock over here. The scout's doing his thing. Houses going up. Notice that they've got a dock over there. Again, with the scout, what you can do in these maps is just kind of click down here, click up, click across, click down here, click up, click across, because they're unlikely to be able to get you. Take out the scout. Again, neither of us are going on stone very quickly. I've got the dock up already. With the Imperial Council, my go-to is Anatolian Hills, the spawn of 10 sheep. Starting to get barracks up already. Again, as I say, you can do this and you can make sure that you kind of get a bit of a sense of the layout without kind of risking too much. 8 minutes in, and we're starting to look a little bit better, getting some stone coming in, scouting most of the main territory. Stone coming in. I should have got stone a little bit earlier, such that we'll be able to get military schools up quite slightly sooner, but it's not too bad. As you can see, with income per minute, we're doing pretty well, only being beaten slightly on food. And we're slowly now starting to get, yeah, the military school's up, we're starting to get some troops coming through. Again, it's just scouting, making sure that we know what's going on. Next stage is coming. Imperial Armory is on my go-to for the next stage. That's just a scout getting a few arrows. So it might be useful now to reveal all for a second, just to kind of take stock, because this is not a live game. This is one I did earlier. So we've got the fishing boats doing their thing, which gives us a nice gold income. A nice food income, as you can see here. I'm doing pretty much nothing else apart from gathering sheep. I haven't bothered with making farms, which I'd normally do at this point. If not, I'm gonna have a few berries as well, but still. And I'm starting also to expand as much as I can in relation to getting some gold mines up. Trying to make sure that I'm on as much gold as possible. What the enemy have... You can see the enemy now. They're starting to get a bit of an army together. In fact, they've probably got slightly... Well, they've got comparable. Maybe slightly more than me at this point. Again, with the Ottomans, they're a late stage civilization, so it is a case that you're risking, always with the Ottomans, you're always risking an attempt to push you early, and that's always very hard to do anything about if you're Ottoman, because early game they're rubbish. So the enemy are fishing, but only on one side, as you can see, which does give me the advantage quite substantially. Okay. Back to what I can see. So it's important, obviously, to constantly be making villages. And because I'm in that next stage now where I can actually start to do some... where really the Ottomans come into their own, I'm starting to get Janissaries. Janissaries are one of my favourite units, to be honest, across the entire game. A bit slow with the house building, but I've already got it up such that we're not slowing down too much. Don't worry about defending the docks. I don't bother anyway. As you can see, we're getting the gold mines up pretty much everywhere, and I don't really bother defending too much on gold mines. I just put them up and then risk it, essentially, which is probably not the best strategy, but you know. My plan, just to clarify, my plan is to get that big army and then just go down the middle, essentially. And then at the end you'll see why this works particularly well with the Ottomans. Next one is Advanced Academy, which gives you Janissaries, which is, as I say, was one of my favourite units in the entire game, coming through on the training. These military schools create free, quote-unquote free, units. So now we're starting to get into it. So we've got now a nice little army coming together. See what the map's showing us. Yeah, so they've started also starting to go and use these resources. And I think, if I remember rightly, if we go here. Yeah, if you can see, they can only just not see me. They can just not see me. And it's super useful for me to have built this outpost. I mean, it's a bit of luck as well, but it's super useful for me to have built this outpost such that I can see them and they can't see me. And I can see exactly what's going on here. And if you see now, I'll try and slow it down a bit. What I'm trying to do here is, with a load of villagers and the entire army, cut them off. I know there's not a huge amount here, but still, cut them off. And that'll be the start of the kind of final attack. We're about 18 minutes in. And that's about when the Ottomans are really at their strongest, I'd suggest. Got a few palisade walls in case they attacked first. And normally, you do kind of meet each other. Quite often you just meet each other. Which makes it harder to do what I'm just about to do, but I'm at half speed now, just so you can kind of see the kind of climax of the videos. Quite know what's going on over here. Oh, it's just a wolf. Doesn't really matter. You can see all the fishing vessels I've got going on both sides, meaning that you can just focus on getting some wood and you don't have to whack up all the farms. But here we go. So this is what I'm doing, putting up Seagate Castle within range of their territories, as well as cutting off those individual people. That Seagate Castle is positioned well. They've, I think, possibly seen what I'm doing. Yeah, but they see it quite late. They see it quite late, which is important, because if they'd have gone early enough, and they're still not even going now, they realise that they're in a real pickle. Because if I get that, as soon as I get that Seagate Castle up, there's a very powerful cannon on it. They're going to struggle. I do also chuck some units to their villagers to make sure that they don't get away with... I don't know what these guys are doing, to be honest. Because it's on half speed, you know, it's... the micro management of this attack. There we go. So now it's making more sense. And this is the point, right? Can they destroy my villagers before this is up? And the answer is no. And then I put them all in, so you garrison the villagers and you start firing. Mangonels against archers is always a nice combination, mangonels against archers. And the janissaries make short work of those. These are actually obviously some of the Chinese best units, the nested bees, and if they can get a decent number of those, you can be in real trouble. In this case, it's far too close to the Seagate Castle, such that that's going to be firing upon it, as you can see right there, perfect example. And they haven't managed to take out my men-at-arms quickly enough. The janissaries are rubbish against siege units, so that's important to note. And there we are. The enemy has given up. So that's the strategy I like to employ, which is very annoying for any enemy, which is why they gave up. But and also, if you can get that Seagate Castle near to a gold mine, as I've done here, if the initial attack fails, but you can nevertheless keep the Seagate Castle there, you can then obviously mine the gold, and that's incredibly useful. Ooh, and we're done.